All right.
Ma'am, about the test, we should access it from the website.
Yeah, the link will be sent to you, Shirsha. Don't worry about it. It will be on the portal. It will be an MCQ type of test. So basically you have to solve on your paper and then choose the final answer, right? Like that it will be taken. Just a minute, let me use my whiteboard. Do you have the hard copy of the book with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
After this lesson, we'll be doing quadratic equations.
I was planning for triangles. Is that okay? Or you want quadratic equations?
Okay, ma'am, we can go for triangles.
No, whatever you say, I'll start that. We can do quadratic equation also because anyway we have to do it.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
shall I go for quadratic or triangles? What do you want?
Ma'am, we'll go for triangles.
All right, we will do triangles. Okay, so in the first exercise, Sriharsha, only this thing we did, like we understood what is the general form, all right, of an AP. And based upon it, like what is the common difference, like how do we obtain common difference if an AP is already given to us. So these type of questions we did in the previous exercise. And also we learned about writing the next terms. If an AP is given and we are asked that write the next 3 terms, next 4 terms, so that we can write. So this much we have done. Now in exercise 5.2, we will be dealing with nth term of an AP. I think I already gave you the formula. So an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so based upon this formula, this whole exercise is actually based. Now this type of questions will be asked here. For example, an AP is given 2, 7, 12. It's actually an example of your book only. Now he is saying that find the 10th term. So it's easy, like you, okay, Hamna is here now. So if you want to find the 10th term, so simply use the formula, right? You want to find A10, all right? So A10 will be A plus N is actually 10 here. So 10 minus 1 into D. Now you will write here how much is A. You know it is already an AP. So A is 2 and D is you use any 2 terms. So you can do A2 minus A1, which will be 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. All right.
Yes,
So put it here. So this is 2 plus 9 into 5. Yes, Hamna, can you hear me? So this is 47. So 47 is the 10th term of this AP. All right. Hamna,
yes.
yeah, can you hear me, Hamna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Hamna, I'm starting with exercise 5.2 today. I'm just taking a few questions before I start. And this will be based upon this formula, which I already gave you. An is equal to n minus 1 into A plus n minus 1 into D, the nth term of an AP. We discussed the formula in the last class. Now, example number 4, it's very interesting. So an AP is given 21, 18, and 15, and so on, right? Now he is asking that which term of this AP is minus 81, right? Which term? Okay. So how will we find that? Which term means we have to find n, like at which position 81 is, isn't it? So basically here an is given to be minus 81, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we will write the formula for an. An is a plus n minus 1 into d, which is already given to be minus 81. So now substitute the value of a and d here. So a and d you can write separately. Now a is 21 and how much is d? Use any term. So 18 minus 21, how much? Minus 3. Okay. So 21 plus n minus 1 into minus of 3 is equal to minus of 81. So just solve it. So n minus 1, it will be actually minus 3 into n minus 1, and this 21 will go there, minus 81 and minus 21. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so minus of 3 into n minus 1 is equal to how much? 112 and 10. Minus of 102. So now this minus minus will get cancelled out from both the sides, and 3 will come in the denominator. So n minus 1 will be 102 divided by 3, which is equal to 34. And then 1 will go there. So n is equal to 34 and plus 1. So n is equal to 35. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
yeah, so minus 81 is the 35th term of the AP. So the 35th term of this AP is minus 81. Now in this question, he's also saying, is 0 also a term? Like, is any term 0? How will you know this? If any term 0, like whether 0 is a part of this AP or not.
An is equal to 0.
Yes, so we will take basically an is equal to 0. We don't know at which place 0 is, right? So it is our nth term, for example. So n is equal to 0. So basically this time your, a plus n minus 1 into d is given to be 0. And from here you can find the value of n. So n will actually come out to be 8, which is already solved in the book. So the 8th term of the AP will be 0. I think, see, examples are also interesting. Please solve the examples also. Let's come to the exercise now. Okay, look at the first question. Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the first question of the exercise 5.2. Now a table is given, right? Now information is you have A, D, then N, and also the nth term. Now first part. So A is given, D is given, N is given. You have to find N. So quickly find out how much is N here. Hamna, tell me what is the value. Shri Harsha, you try the third one.
Okay, ma'am.
So in this like formula, you have 4 things basically. One is N, one is A, another N, and another D. So out of 4, 3 are given. You can easily find the 4th one. So Hamna, what is the first one? N?
Ma'am, 28.
28. Please check in your book also how much is the answer given. Let me just check. Because I'm not solving. Yeah, 28 is fine. Okay, Shri Harsha, third one.
46.
46. Yes, A is 46. Yeah, that's right. So now you can solve the others also. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm leaving it. Answer is 46. Now come to the second question. Okay, both of you do the second part of this question. Now choose the correct choice in the following and justify. Okay, so this is an AP which is given and you have to tell what is the 11th term of this AP. How much is the 11th term? So how will you do it? So like an is actually, no, sorry, 11th term. So you have to find a11, right? So a11 is a plus 11 minus 1 into d, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Put the values of a and d and find out the 11th term. Okay, so here I'm also solving, like a is minus 3 and d is, I can do a2 minus a1, which is minus of half minus minus of 3. So minus half and plus 3. This will be 2 minus 1 plus 6. So this will be 5 by 2. So a is minus 3 plus 11 minus 1 is 10 into 5 by 2, which is minus 3 plus 25, which is 22. So I'm getting the option B. Yes, Hamna. Yeah, have you got Shri Harsha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now come to the third question. See, starting questions are easier, very direct use of formula. Third one, in the following APs, find the missing terms in the boxes, right? Yeah, this is the third question. Now, in the following APs, right? So it's already given that it is an AP, okay? So when it is an AP, so what you can conclude? Hamna, what you can conclude if it is an AP? Like what is an AP actually? Tell me. Hamna,
Ma'am, there would be a particular number which
hmm.
is followed like
Yeah, which is added to
added.
every term to obtain the next term, right? That's the definition of AP. So this is the general form, that the first term is A, then a certain number is added, which is A plus D. Then again the number is added, so A plus 2D. Again the number is added, A plus 3D, right? So this is the general form. So basically, if we subtract any two terms, we should obtain that fixed number, isn't it? Which we were adding. Yes, Harsha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that fixed number is, we call it common difference, which is D. So D is the difference of any two terms, but we take k plus 1 minus of ak, right? Like higher position term minus the lower position term. So when this is already an AP, so the D should be same everywhere. The difference should be same. Now, if we do the first one, for example, so it is 2. Let the missing term is x, right? We don't know what is the missing term. So let the missing term is x. Okay. So we know that x minus 2 should be equal to 26 minus x, isn't it? Correct? Since this is an AP, so the difference x minus 2 should be equal to 26 minus x. So we take the x same side and then 26 and
Why x minus 2?
okay. Uh, see, since this is an AP, so a2 minus a1 should be equal to A3 minus A2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So A2 is X.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Yeah. Or you can separately write. So your A1 is 2, A2 is X, and then A3 is 26. So you can write it separately. So A2 is X. So X minus the first term should be equal to third term minus the second term, 26 minus X. So now simple, you just simplify. So this will be 2X is equal to 28 and X is equal to 14. So 14 is the missing term of the AP. Now both of you will try the second part. Let's see if you can do it. Yeah, any guess here? This is an interesting question. Okay, now see here, like the term is basically you have a something missing here, then you have 13, then something missing here, you have 3, right? So if we proceed it according to the previous question, so you will get, like if you assume the missing term to be X, so the two terms cannot be X because it will not satisfy the general term of the AP. Yes, sure, Harsha.
Yes, ma'am.
So two terms cannot be X, X. Okay. Now, if you take one X and one Y, so let's say you have X, 13, Y, and 3. So if you do like 13 minus X should be equal to Y minus 13. So how will you solve it? Like in a single equation, you have two variables. So you at least need two equations to solve it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Or can we solve it? Like if we, just a minute, like if we take it to be the equation number 1 and just bring it to some normal form. So I'm just keeping this 13 plus 13 is equal to Y plus X, right? So I can write it like X plus Y is equal to 26. If I take it to be the equation number 1, right?
Ma'am, it is 3.
Which is 3.
Ma'am, y minus 3.
No. Hamna, see, I'm doing like I'm taking the difference of these two terms should be equal to the difference of these two terms, correct?
Okay.
Yes, or I'm doing A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2. First, I'm taking this. So I have obtained one equation. I mean, I'm just trying. Let me see if I can do it like this. Now I take these two terms. I compare the difference of these two. It should also be same if this is an AP, right? So basically your A3 minus A2 should also be equal to A4 minus A3. Yes, Harsha?
Yes, ma'am.
So Y minus 13 should be equal to 3 minus Y. Oh, yes. Will it give you the value of Y here? So Y plus Y, 3 plus 13. So I get 2Y is equal to how much? 16, and Y is equal to 8. I'm getting. Yeah, now I put the value of Y here. So X plus 8 is equal to 26. And X will be your 26 minus of 8. So X will come out to be 18. Yeah, please check the answer. I'm getting it like 18, 13, then 8 and 3. This is the AP I'm getting.
Yes, ma'am, it's correct.
Correct? Yeah. So you can do it like this. There's an alternative way also. If you want, I can tell you.
Ma'am, we can also do like this, right? First find the term between 13 and 3, and then we can find the D and then find A1.
Yes, that is the same thing. Like I have taken A1 to be X, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, you will end up doing this only, which I did here. What you are saying is basically you want to start from here, right? This I did like at the second place, I obtained an equation. So I was stuck at this equation, right? I couldn't solve it further. So then I came to this thing. I obtained the value of y. Then again, I put back this value of y here. So I obtained this x. So basically now I have obtained my a to be 18 and my d to be 13 minus 18 is minus 5. You can do that also, Harsha. That, I mean, you should get the correct answer. That's it. Right? That approach is also fine. There are many ways of doing it. One more way is there. Should I tell you that also?
Just 1 minute. Can I copy
Sure,
it?
sure, sure.
Ma'am, done.
Okay. Harsha, done?
Done, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you.
Now you can approach this question in a different way also. Let me just tell you that also. This was the series. Like you have a missing number here. Basically, I'm writing A1, right? A1. Then you have 13. Then you have your A3 and you have 3, right? So you have to find A1 and A3 basically. Now, in this question, what you are given, A2 is given and A4 is given. You can make use of the formula also. Now, A2 will be how much? This will be A plus 2 minus 1 into D, right? Now, the value of A2 is already given, which is 13. It will be A plus 2 minus 1 is 1, A plus D. So this is your equation number 1, correct? Similarly, your A4 is given. So A4 is A plus 4 minus 1 into D. So it is 3, which is A plus 3D, equation number 2. So you have two equations, linear equations in two variables. Can you solve it? Just subtract 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 I'm doing. Write properly, subtracting equation 2 from 1. So if I do 1 minus 2, so 13 minus 3 is 10. A gone. D minus 3D minus of 2D. So my D will come out to be minus of 5. All right. Now put this D in any of the equation. Let's say 1. Put in 1. So 13 is equal to A plus minus of 5. So this will give me A is equal to 13 plus 5, which is 18. So this way also you can obtain your A and D. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So A1 you have got. A1 is actually A, which is 18. Now you want to find the value of A3. So just put in the formula. A3 is equal to A plus 3 minus 1 into D. A and D now you already know. So 18 plus 2 into how much is D? Minus of 5. So 18 minus of 10, which is 8. So A3 is 8. think this will be the more appropriate approach for the exam point of view. You can do it like this with the help of the formula. Yes, Hamna, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if you have written, please try the third also and quickly tell me if you are able to do it. And with the same approach, you can do the first part also, where A1 and A3 are given. You can make use of the formula also if you wish. Now in this AP chapter, nothing is omitted in the CBSE. The whole chapter will come in the exam. So do every exercise. Yes, are you trying the third part?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I do it?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so you have 5, right? Then a missing term, which I call A2. Then again a missing term, which is my A3. And then you have 9, 1 by 2, correct? Okay, now look carefully. So you can just simplify this 9, 1 by 2 if you wish. So this is actually 5, then A2, A3, and how much is this? If you convert it to fraction, to 2 into 9 is 18, then 19 by 2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, what is given to you? You have given A1 is already given, which is 5, right? And then A4 is given, which is 19 by 2. Look very carefully. If you put the formula for A1, now what is A1? So A1 will be equal to, it's actually A, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, like formula is not applied here. A1, sorry, which is already given, sorry. A1 is already given, which is 5, which is equal to A. So A is 5, you have got, which is actually already given. So I think it's not required. Now come here, A4. So A4 is equal to A plus 4 minus 1 into T, correct? Now from here, put the value of A, which is 5 plus 3 into D. And A4 is given, which is 19 by 2. So you have only one missing, like one variable in this equation. So you can easily solve it and obtain the value of D, right? There is no other variable. So 19 minus 2 minus 5 is equal to 3D. Now take LCM. So 19 minus 10 is 9 by 2, which is equal to 3D. So your D will become 3 will come in the denominator. So it will be 3 by 2, right? You have got D, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So only in the formula, like you have this formula, an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So you need a and you need d, then you can obtain any term of the AP, right? These are the two things you require. Now, since you know how much is your a, which is here, and how much is your d, which is here, you can easily find how much is a2 and how much is a3, correct? Just make use
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
formula. So a plus 2 minus 1 into d. Put the value of a and d, you will get a2. Similarly, put the value of a and d here and you will get a3. So this is like what was required in the question. Correct? Yes, Hamna, can you do it?
Ma'am, can you solve the A2?
A2, okay, sure. So A2 will become A2, this I'm solving. Now put the value of A, which is 5 plus 2 minus 1. So that means D, right? So D is 3 by 2. Okay, so take LCM. 2 into 5 is 10 plus 3, 13 by 2 I'm getting. Check the answer. What was the question? Which part?
Third part, ma'am.
Third question, third part. Third question, third part. 6, 1 by 2. Oh, so it is given in mixed fraction. This is the same thing, right? You divide 13 by 2. So 2 into 6, you get 12. Then remainder is 1. So how do we write it? Like 6 times, right? And this is the remainder and this is your divisor. So convert it into mixed fraction. So 6, 1 by 2.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is actually, no, this is quotient comes here, then your remainder come here and your divisor come here. This is how you write mixed fractions. Yeah, Hamna, any problem? Unmute your mic, Hamna. Okay, now look at the fourth. I'm not doing it. Just take a look at the question. So first term is already given. That means A is given to you, right? A is minus 4. Now sixth term is given. Sixth or fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth term. A6 is given. So when you already know A, you can easily obtain the value of D. Right, Harsha?
Yes, ma'am.
So you will get A, you will get D, then any value you can find. Then you will find A2, A3, A4, and A5. Yes, Amna, can you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now come to the fifth part. Now here A is not given, right? But since two numbers are given, so you will use the formula for these two numbers. For your A2 you will use, and for your A6 you will use, correct? You will obtain two equations in two variables. So you will solve those equations, you will get the value of A and D, and then you can find any term. Understood?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we have done one question like this. Second part, where the first was not given. So we use the formula for these two numbers. So we got two equations in A and D, which we solve to obtain the value of A and D. So similarly, you will do it the fifth part. Now come to the fourth question. Which term of the AP is 78? All right. So this AP is given 3, 8, 13, 18, Okay, this is the AP, right? So he is asking which term is 78. So there are n terms in this AP, or we can say let the nth term is 78. So an is 78. Fine. Now put the formula. So a plus n minus 1 into d is actually your 78. Now a and d you can know from this AP. How much is a? A is 3. And how much is d? You can do a2 minus a1, which is 8 minus 3, which is equal to 5. Now put here. So 3 plus n minus 1 into 5, which is 78. So simply solve it. N minus 1 into 5 will be 78 minus 3, 75. 5 will go in the denominator. So n minus 1 will be how much? 15, right? So n is equal to 15 plus 1. So n is equal to 16. So 16th term of the AP is 78. 16th term of this AP is 78. Yes, written.
I'm just trying it. Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now question number 5. So please see the question in the book. So find the number of terms in each of the following AP. So let's take the first part, question number 5. It is 7, 13, 19, and last 205. So this is a finite AP which is given. Okay. So that is why he's asking that you have to find the number of terms. Now, how will you find number of terms mean what exactly you have to find here?
Ma'am, the nth term.
Basically n you have to find. See, nth term is already given, right? Let's say
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is your last term or nth term, whatever you call it, nth term or last term, which is already given. So nth term value is already given. So you have to find how much is the n. I mean, what is the value of this n here, which is the last term. All right. So here, okay, your an is given, which is 205. Okay. And how much is the value of a is 7. And how much is d for this AP? You can do a2 minus a1, which is 13 minus 7, which is how much?
6.
6. Okay. Now, an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, right? Now, an is already given, which is 205. Now, put the values 7 plus n minus 1 into 6. Now, tell me quickly how much is n here. Solve it.
Ma'am, 34.
34. Yeah, please check in your book how much it should be. Let me check. Question number 5, first part, right? Yes, it is 34, correct. Yes, Hamna, have you also got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, second part is your homework. Come to the next question, which is sixth question. Please have a look. Now, check whether minus 150 is a term of this AP, right? How will you check here? Now you have to check whether 150 is a part of this AP or not. So what we do is let minus 150 is the nth term of this AP, right? Let an is equal to minus of 150. So let this is be nth term. Okay. Now put the formula. So a plus n minus 1 into d is your minus of 150, right? Now put the value of a and d. So how much is a here? A is 11 and d is how much? 8 minus 11, it should be minus of 3. Correct? Put it here. So 11 plus n minus 1 into minus of 3, it should be minus of 150. So 11 and then this minus of 3 will come here. So minus of 3n minus minus plus of 3, it is minus of 150. Now minus of 3n is equal to minus of 150, then minus of 11 and minus of 3. Minus of 3n is equal to minus of 150 and minus how much? 4 and 1. Yeah. So minus of 3n is equal to, yeah, okay, both are minus, so they will be added up. So 4 and 6 and 1, yeah, 164. So minus minus will get cancelled out. So n will be 164 divided by 3. So if I divide it, what will I get? So 3 into 5 is 15, right? So I get a 14. 3 into 4 is 12. So I get 20. So is 12. So I get a 20. So I put a decimal. So it will be 6. And then again 6. So something like this I'll get, right? Yeah, please check the calculations if I've done it correctly. Yes, Harsha, please check if there is any mistake here. Okay, so my n is actually coming out in the decimal. So can my n be in the decimal?
No, ma'am.
No, because n is the number of term, right? Either it is your 53rd term or it should be your 54th term. There's your 55th term. So there's no term 54.66, right? So since n is in decimal, or we can say it's not a, okay, it's, if it is in decimal, so therefore minus of 150 is not a part of this AP, is not a term of this AP.
Ma'am, I got 53.666. Is it correct?
53.66. Yeah, actually I was saying just check the calculations. I've
Ma'am,
actually
like I transpose the -3.
This minus 3?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you cannot do it because you have 11 here, right?
Ma'am, after transposing 11.
Yes, then you can do. Okay, let's just let me erase it and solve it again. I think sometimes I skip steps, so might be. But I think it's going to come in decimal only, whatever it is going to come. Let's check it again. So far it is correct, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do it a bit slowly. Okay, I'm bringing this 150 here just to avoid the minus sign. And I'm taking this n minus 1 into, now this will be positive 3, correct? Because it was a minus sign which was multiplied by the whole bracket, right? So there it will become plus. Okay.
Ma'am, then the symbol of n-1 should also change, right?
No. Okay, let me just open the bracket. It will not change, Harsha. See here, why not change? So 11, right? Now this minus 3 is in the multiplication, so I can write it here also. No problem. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now open the bracket. So this minus plus will become minus. So it will be 3 into n minus 1 is equal to minus of 150. So I have not opened the bracket yet. The sign was outside only. One was positive, one was negative, and I opened only one bracket. So this become negative. So I can take the whole term on the right hand side. It will become positive. Is there any issue?
No, ma'am.
Yes. So I'll bring this 150 here, and I'll take the other term. You can do it like, you can just, open bracket and then do it. It will be the same thing. No problem. I'm like here also, I'm skipping some steps, but you can do it more elaboratively. Now 1, 5 and 1, 6. So 161, right, is equal to 3 into n minus 1. Okay. Now just divide it by 3. How much will I get if I divide it by 3? So n minus 1 will be your 161 divided by 3. It will be, so Shri Harsha, then you have to add this 1 also to that, 53.33. Then this 1 will go there. It will become 54. Then you will get your n, right?
Okay, ma'am. Then it will be 54.
So it will be 5 times 15, right? I'll get an 11. So 53 point and sorry, 11. Yeah, 20 again, 6. I'm getting 6. Yeah. So n will be 53.66 and plus 1. So it will again be 54.66. Yes, Hamna? Okay, if you have any confusion in the calculation, you can do like each and every step, you will get the same thing. Seventh question. It's a good question. Seventh one. Okay, sixth we have done, or seventh now. Now find the 31st term of an AP whose 11th term and 16th term is 73. Like two terms are given. Right, Hamna? You're always on mute, right? See, this is a similar kind of question. The question number 3 we were doing, where some missing brackets were there. The same thing. Two are already given, right? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So we will use the formula for these two terms. So we will use A11 and we will use A16. I'm going to get two linear equation in variable A and D. I'll solve it, I'll obtain A and D, and then I'll calculate the 31st term of the AP. It's simple as that. Understood? Let's do it, no problem. Now A11 is how much? 38. Okay. Now A11 is actually A plus 11 minus 1 into D, which is, sorry, 38, not 36. 38. Okay. So A plus 10D is equal to 38. Correct? Your equation number 1. Now, similarly, A16 is given. So A16 is 73. So A plus 16 minus 1 into D, which is your 73. So this is A plus 15D is equal to 73. This is equation number 2, right? Now you do the elimination method, just subtract. So subtracting equation like, okay, 1 from 2. So 1 from 2 I'm doing. So AA gone. 15D minus 10D. Okay, we could write it properly. Sometimes actually I just skip some mistakes and I hope that you will write it properly, but anyway, I'm writing. Okay. So this 1 gone, like AA gone. 5D is equal to 13 minus 8 is how much? 5. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. So this will give me D is equal to 7, right? I have got D. Now put this D in any equation. So put it in 1. Put in 1, right? So A plus 10 into 7 is equal to 38. So A is equal to 38 minus 70. So A is how much? 10 minus 8 is 2. Then you have 6 minus 3, 32, minus of 32. So you know A, you know D. You can find the 31st term, right? Like before starting the question, you can mention, right, what is the formula for AN, right? AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. I mean, this formula you are using in this question. Now 31st term, how will I write? So A31 will be equal to A plus 31 minus 1 into D. Okay. Now put A minus 32 plus, this is 30 into D is 7. So please solve it. Minus 32 and plus 210. So this will be 10 minus 2 is 8. Then I get here 0 minus 3, which is 7. And then 1. So I'm getting I'm getting 178 as my 31st term. Yes, this is correct. Yeah, please note it down.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, Hamna done. Hamna, there's no response. Now 8th one. Yes, Harsha, you have a book, right? Read the question in your book. So an AB consists of 50 terms, right? Of which third term is 12. So your A3 is directly given to be 12. Okay. And the last term is 106. So he's saying last term, right? Not exactly mentioning which term is this. So last term
50th
is
term.
10. Yeah. And he's saying the total 50 terms are there. So basically your A50 is 106. So just slightly manipulating the problem. And again, the same question, right? You have two terms which are given. You will obtain two equations in A and D. You will solve. You will get your A and D, and then you will calculate you will find the 29th term of this AP. Can you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see, like, based upon a single formula, how differently it can be asked. Only one
Ma'am,
formula.
so this is the only formula in the lesson?
In this exercise. No, not in this lesson. There is one more, which is called the sum of the terms of the AP. For example, there are n terms of the AP. So what will be the sum of all the terms? Based upon that, the next exercise is based.
Okay.
This formula is to find the nth term, like any term which you want to find. For example, if you have an AP and you want to find a particular term, so based upon that, this exercise is based. First was like general understanding of an AP, right? How do we generally represent an AP? Like what is an AP actually? And what is the meaning of the common difference? How do we obtain common difference? How can we write the next terms of the AP? So that was basically based upon the definition of AP. Now the second exercise is about finding the nth term of the AP, and the third is going to be about the sum of n terms of an AP. And some mixed questions as well, where all the other formulas will also be used. So Harsha, I think ninth question, if I see, if the third and the ninth term of the AP are given, which term of this AP is 0? So you will assume let the nth term is 0, right? And you will find the value of n. So you will know that exactly which term is 0. Can you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I think till ninth question you can easily do. Rest we will do in the next class, or try to do the others also if you can. So don't just copy from somewhere, try at your own. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Hamna is gone. I think she lost her connection. So I think I should stop here, Harsha.
Okay.
Please complete your homework, and hopefully the second exercise is a bit long. I think there are many questions there. Third one.